Again, asking women to teach you how to move on the streets, they will always meet you with the empathy, meaning it's sugar coated. They will meet you with the emotionalism, meaning they're actually trying to appease you more so than telling you the truth, right? The last thing a woman wants to do is hurt your feelings, especially if she's in a romantic relationship with you. So she will not necessarily deliberately say things to appease you. There are exceptions to the rule. There are absolutely some of them that are blunt, will tell you as it is, right? But generally speaking, that's not what they want to do. And these are sizable books. They are minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestateWholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3 times author, and those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that, they don't want to hurt your feelings. That's not what they naturally want to do. So they will appease you either is for or against the ultimate right place for you to be as a man. So I'm going to play this example here from the undefeatable, what's his name? Reverend. I always forget his name. I don't remember right now. The guy that says Bader. Let me play it.
Or men who are doing that.
It's a hard thing to admit, but it's understandable why they would choose to go their own way. And that's what's scary, is there's actually a rational reason why they would do that.
So he has the question, what do you think about men going their own way? And she's answering. And if you notice even the tone of her voice, she says she understands, right? Now, I understand it too, but I'm punching you in your face if you say you're going your own way as a man, because live in a cave, okay? That's it. There's no other way around it. Okay, now if you're not gonna live in a cave, if you're gonna get on YouTube and teach young men to go their own way, you're full of shit. Okay? You're just making money off of a bunch of vulnerable young men. That's all that is. Let's continue.
If you're being told all your life that you are bad and wrong just for being a man, and that you have toxic masculinity for being a man, and that, women, there's this famous feminist expression that, a woman needs a man just like a fish needs a bicycle, and that men are basically useless.
Oh, boy.
And that
So, let me give credit to whom credit is deserved. I got this clip from Poor Man's podcast, which I will be responding to him. I like him as a guy, but I have a lot of pushback against him. I'll be coming with that later on. But I got this clip from him. And of course, if you know Poor Man's podcast, he's basically for this message. I'm against this message in a little twisted, different way, right? I am against it, right? Here's why. Because it's setting up men for failure. Okay, she doesn't mean any harm. She's just trying to help you. But again, you keep asking women to rationalize shit, they're gonna start talking like this. Okay, I understand when you keep telling men. Maybe she has children, sons too, so she's protecting her sons from a bunch of vicious women out here, which they do exist. They are everywhere. You can see them on IG, right? But the idea that, oh, she's gonna appease me, and let's keep listening. Okay, and that should be enough. No, that's not enough, gentlemen. You need to understand, that's the reality about life. This is how it's always going to be, at least in your lifetime. Maybe it will change about 2,000 years from now. I don't know. Maybe your push against it will help you change. I don't know. But you're not going to enjoy that. Okay, if there's any kind of enjoyment in that, I think women being women is what makes women be women, and men being men is what makes life beautiful. I think the masculine energy and the feminine energy, the way it creates polarity, is what makes life beautiful. I don't like the idea of pushing women to rationalize everything. I don't like the idea. I think it's a losing battle, and if anything, you're not getting the reality as a man. You're being set up for failure, because now you're gonna think, because I'm a good guy, I'm gonna get. No, she's still not going to be excited about you. Okay, you're gonna come off as lame, even though you're right. Okay, all right.
men are terrible and that, women are superior. How would you feel? I mean, you're not going to feel that attracted to a woman or care to be loving towards her or romantic towards her.
precisely the opposite. Because why is it that you're making noise all over social media and you're bitching around? It's still attraction, because you know what? Rejection breeds obsession. That's a fact of life. Okay? Rejection breeds obsession. When people, the same thing happens with men. When men reject you as a lady, suddenly you're wondering, what the hell? Right? It's not deliberate. It's just natural. Right? Now you want more of something you can't have. Anything that's readily available is taken for granted. So again, she's trying to rationalize, but it's working against the nature of man and woman, and especially the masculine and feminine energy.
Why are women more concerned with the ratio of male to female CEOs as opposed to the ratio of lower paid, dangerous, dirty jobs done most?
Now, we're about to hear a bunch of feministic rhetorics that is supposed to offend me. I am not offended. I am not moved. As a man, you're supposed to be the rock. You're supposed to expect certain things coming out of women, especially if they have certain terrible experiences or can relate with certain terrible experiences, or they think that their power lies in being masculine. It is what it is. I'm not worried about that. There are still women that are very feminine, and I'd rather spend my time with them. And I can tell you, I can testify to you that most women around me in my personal life are generally in their feminine mode. Okay? All this people are feministic and all this kind of stuff, I see it on social media. That's about it. Okay? That's about it. And I understand it's the reality of a lot of people. I've also seen and observed it from afar, but it's generally because you're attracting it. Gentlemen, men of prestige, it's because you're attracting it. Maybe you're a square and you tend to argue with women, or you tend to try to make women into adults. That means you're assuming they were not adults in the first place, right? You want them to be men. You want them to be able to rationalize everything. You want them to get out of their emotions. If you are on this pursuit of rationalizing or making women rationalize everything, you're going to continue to get masculine energy, either in the form of people actively trying to appease to you or people actively pushing against you. They're the same thing. It's the same thing. That's why I tell men, be careful of pick-me's. Pick-me is not exactly what you're looking for. That's not exactly what you're looking for. It may look good on the surface, but only time will tell if this person is actually in their feminine, because they could be in their masculine and they're just pick-me's, meaning they're actively thinking of ways to appease to you. You haven't heard that before, right?
Mostly by men.
Because women are smarter than men.
Oh, why are men such trash?
We are saying they're trash and they're taking it personally, like I'm particularly saying,
So I'm supposed to be
hi,
offended.
you are trash.
It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
I made a TikTok about how I think all men are like trash these days.
Like, if I could go through life without interacting with men, that sounds like paradise.
Whatever comes to your head that women are just naturally better at than men.
I was going to say everything.
And yourself?
My gut reaction was everything.
I can't answer that without being sexist.
We need to kill all men. I am sick.
I'm not offended by that. You know, if anything, I am so sorry for the person that said that, because they look like they're sick in the head. I'm not really offended by that, okay? And the idea that this is majority of women is stupid. It's not true, okay? We cannot look at worst case scenarios and look at and statistics and assume everyone lives that life. No, we don't, okay? Statistics are what they are. They're short. There's limitations to statistics. It's lagging indicator. It doesn't indicate what's about to happen. It doesn't indicate the present. It doesn't have to indicate your present, right? Worst case scenarios are worst case scenarios for a reason. These are worst case scenarios, right? So, and the more you shed more light on this, even me right now, the more you make it a reality. But at least I can help by saying, no, I'm not offended. I think these people are sick to the head and I'm not worried about them. Instead, I am worried about being a man in this society and winning big time, either in life, relationship, love, health, great health, and living an awesome life. That's what I would rather put all my energy into.
Of being a baby factory that produces more men that will just, in the future, subjugate me. So the
like
only answer
pain.
to that is to...
It sounds like somebody speaking out of pain, right? Now, why would I want to make myself equal to this person by now speaking against all women? By now coming up with all these talking points, but on the polar opposite. See, the moment I start to do that, now I'm engaging the weakest part of myself. And the strongest part of me is to say, oh wow, I'm sorry that she must have gone through terrible experiences with men. I don't know what that is. But if I put myself in a position where a woman can read it and say, hey, who hurt you? Listen, if a woman reads it and the first thing she says to you is who hurt you, she read it right. She picked something up. That's a fact. She's picked something up. Maybe not you personally, but you can relate with some stories, worst case scenarios. That's a fact. She picked something up. Because as human beings, we have incredible radar for bullshit. And we can tell when we hear one. Just like I'm reading this lady right here, that she's coming from a place of hurt, and I'm not going to take an offense to this. Because the moment I take an offense to this, then I feel attacked, then I defend myself, and then I become equal. And that's the last thing you want to be, gentlemen.
Kill male babies and just kill any man that you see, like in the streets, like any swing chick, just kill him.
So this men going their own way movement is a reaction to that. I really think it's a rational reaction to that. Men are finally like, hey, we've given you all you want. You know, you are equal in every way, and then you're still shaming us.
Yeah.
So for a lot of the men, and a lot of them have gotten screwed over in terrible relationships and divorces, and gotten their kids taken away from them. So it's an understandable.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that right there. I wanted to play that as part of the Joe Rogan story. But in general, I think we have a long way to go. But I'm here for it. You know, I will do my own part. I think we're gonna do some good work here. With that being said, I think I want to end today by reviewing